shop there and skinned it all out and everything. And he got a skin off a deer and everything and put half and half deer and half sheep, you know, and sewed it all up and fixed it in good shape, you know, just as pretty as it could be, and shipped it to Mark Schlise, C.O.D. And Mark was here hunting, you see. Mark was with us when we killed the sheep up there, you see. And in a few days after that then, Mark stayed the whole season. In a few days after that, somebody brought up the mail, and Mark went over to me and dropped this letter and says, "Read this for Christ's sake." And Mark didn't know anything about this, you see, but I did. And said, "Jesus Christ, what in the hell did somebody ship to Tony?" But it's shipped for Mark Schlise's name on it, you see, shipped to Tony. And Tony told him, "I've had more business than anything, because that's a sight on earth that the people that's been here, and it's this gangs every day, just an awful lot much business in the store that there was." And his let's see, what was they called it?
Shear.
Sheepelope or
A shear, I think they called it.
a shear or something like that. Well, there's an old feller walking with a cane come through the butcher shop when Larry was just about getting it done. And they said, "What is that?" And Larry told him what was it. He says, "I never heard of such a thing." And Larry told him it was half deer and half sheep, half and half. Oh, God.
Well, I mentioned that to my dad, and he remembered that.
Yeah.
He remembered that being in the store, and he thought that was like 1953, somewhere around there.
Somewhere along there. I don't know this last
You
one. Well, now,
remember
Tony remembers when he got it.
Yeah, I bet.
Because he wrote to his dad.
Because he had to pay for it.
Well, yes. $35, $40.
You sure?
Something like that. I forget what it was. Yeah. And you see, then Mark, when he got that letter, he didn't know what in the goddamn hell it was, you see. And he never found out either till he got home.
Oh boy, that's a good one.
But see, Tony didn't give him no answer who shipped it or anything, you see. It says Mark Schlise shipped it. His name was on the ship. So he didn't have nothing.
You once told about, I don't know if there was a target shoot at your cabin there.
Yeah,
and
that's the one where the horse eats the money.
What was that whole story about again? What was that?
It was Jack Stolman. I'd beat him shooting all the time, you know, beat him shooting. And Don Palmer, he brought his boys 22 with him. And they had it sighted in, you know, right to they just knocked it out all the time. Had one of them little screw feet sights on it, so you could turn, you know, up and down, and nothing to do. When I come in, why, Jack told me, he said, "Oh, about 8 or 10 guys outside, you know, practicing in the side of the hill there, this gun." Said, "They're going to take your money tonight." Well, I said, "They're welcome to it." And $1 shots, you know, see, for each one, you know. You put the money all down.
Okay.
And so I said, "Well, that's fine." And so when I eat a bite, and then I went out, and they said, "Well, we're going to shoot $1 shot now, and the one the closest to the X mark gets the money." Yeah, okay. Well, I said, "What kind of a gun have you got there?" They had one just exactly like I got here. I paid $13 for it when I come to the country in 1910. It's the same thing, a little Winchester, shot short, long rifle. Winchester. Pump action. And so I looked at it and I said, "Well, let me take a shot at it." Oh, says, "No, you're going to shoot it just the way it is. We're not going to change it, not going to do nothing." Well, I said, "Good God, I don't know where the goddamn thing shoots." But I said, "God damn it, I'll be this good a sport for the rest of you. I'll just take a shot with it." And I said, "Where do you hold the pin?" He said, "Right under the X mark. Right straight under the X mark. Everybody's going to shoot off hands, you know, see. About as firm here where the kids is anyway. Right there. And by God, I pulled up and drove her right in the middle, by God. Right square in the center. And they said, "Holy gee, you made a good shot." And I said, "Yeah." And when I shot, I just took that thing there and twisted half around with
At
my
peep
finger,
sight,
see?
yeah.
And the gun. They all shot, and I got the money. And they didn't know what in the hell was the matter. They was talking among themselves, you know, right down and money. So, by God, I twisted back when I went to shoot, you know. And I drove it again, and then I turned it the other way. Well, Jesus Christ Almighty, I won every penny they all had, every dollar they all had, and loaned one feller from down here in the valley. He wanted to quit shooting, and I winked at him, shook my head, and he didn't know what I meant. And I said, God damn it, don't spoil the crowd. Here, take some money. So I took some money out of my pocket to give him, you know. He kept on shooting. And then he gave it back to me next day. He said, I knew goddamn well you had him somewhere, but I didn't know how. And so, well, it was going to take, Don Palmer said, if this wasn't my boy's gun, I'd break it right over a tree right here, by God. He'd been going to the shooting gallery there with that gun and practicing with it all year nearly, you know. Getting that down pat to where he could just drive in and says, boy, when we go back to Montana, we're going to take that cowpuncher's money. and, oh, God almighty. And they died and never knowed what I done. But I told the only fella that knowed anything about it was Jack Stoneman. And it like to tickled him to death was all there was to it. And so that half of that dollar bill is still hanging in my cabinet there.
Oh, is that the one?
You know, we had Mark Schlise out with it. He was out with a rake trying, that horse eat all the money, you know, out of the back of the truck. And Mark Schlise, Jack Stoneman slipped out and took all the $13 or $14 in money and the horse, and he put a little grain down in there with it while we was all shooting. And he put all the money in his pocket, and that horse was down there licking, and he hollered, oh, says, hey, says, that horse, I think, I seen him with a dollar bill in his mouth. Oh, Jesus Christ. And everybody stopped, you know, there wasn't a goddamn thing left. And Mark said, oh, hell, he's part veterinary, you know. So he said, oh, hell, says he'll pass right through, it won't hurt him, we'll get him. And how'd he get him? Well, we'll listen to wherever he takes the crap out in the garage, the bills will be right there with it. And he hunted for 2 days, and then we tore a dollar bill in two in the middle and covered it up in a horse pile right out in front of the toilet and left a corner of it sticking out. Oh, God almighty, that wasn't good, you know. Yeah.
Oh, boy. And he never knew?
No.
And you never told him?
No, Mark died and never knew.